Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. In this short video, I will talk about assignment number 1. That's coming up for you relatively soon. Okay, so I will share my screen with you and we'll do that first, and then I can move on. So again, the task for assignment number 1 is to come up with an ethical dilemma. So a situation that can be solved in, I guess, various, well, I don't guess, but it can be solved, or it could be solved, that is, in various ways from an ethical perspective. I've also said to you that I want you to think of an example that has a couple of options, ethically speaking. So, it could be something personal, it could be something that's happening in the family, it could be something that's playing out on the world stage or nationally or provincially in Canada, or again on the world stage, and something that can be analyzed from an ethical perspective. So remember that an ethical dilemma is a situation in which you are faced with a choice between option A and option B, or solution A and solution B. You don't quite know how to act, or perhaps there has already been a decision made, but it's not the best decision, and you could analyze a situation like that, or basically, a situation like that that's, I guess, again, unfolding personally in your life, or currently, or has recently unfolded, and you can use that as an example, or is unfolding or taking place in the world right now. So a dilemma, again, is a situation where you are faced with a couple of options, like I said, option A or option B, and you don't know exactly what to do. Now, in this assignment, your task is to present a dilemma here. First, you are required to present the dilemma, describe the dilemma to me, basically describe the situation to me, clearly what is happening. Then in the following rubric, in the following box, I want you to explain why the dilemma you proposed above is an ethical dilemma as opposed to a non-ethical dilemma. Here, I want you to tell me why this is an ethical dilemma. Why, let's say, I don't know, abiding by lockdown restrictions in, let's say, Ontario, Canada, or some other places is important. Because, let's say, someone could be facing the dilemma of not following restrictions, and let's say holding parties or going out to places where they shouldn't be going out, especially when it's not essential business or family matter. Maybe traveling abroad. The government of Canada is asking its citizens, pleading with its citizens not to travel abroad. So you or someone else might be faced with the dilemma: should we travel? Should we not? And of course, in such a situation, there are advantages and disadvantages. So this is a good example of a dilemma because it has specific consequences. Each decision has specific consequences. If you travel abroad, that has specific positive and negative consequences for your family, and not only. And if you stay in Canada and abide by lockdown restrictions, that has specific consequences for you and your family, and also society in general, for Canadian society, that is. So again, you describe the dilemma in short and brief, so that I know what the situation is about. Then you tell me why it is a dilemma, because it presents itself with a couple of options, solutions, and each solution has its own advantages and disadvantages, ethically speaking. Identify the agent facing a dilemma, who is burdened with the responsibility of solving the dilemma. Is it you? Is it someone else? Is it a group of people? Is it a company? Is it an agency? List the possible actions an agent can take in this situation. Not just two, there could be 3, 4, or 5 possible options, solutions to the dilemma. So here I want you to speculate about possible solutions. Identify the stakeholders and how they would be affected and how they would affect or be affected by the action. Who are involved? And people who are involved in the dilemma or a situation that presents itself as a dilemma are all stakeholders. It could be you could be all of your family members. It could be society at large. It could be a company or members of a company. It could be a school. It could be a shopping mall. It could be workers. So here, basically list all the people or parties or agents involved. Sorry, not agents, but parties involved. Choose the ethical framework provided by one moral theory. So week 1 and week 2, you had a chance to study utilitarianism, deontology, and the virtue ethics. And in order to solve the dilemma or show that the dilemma can be solved ethically, you are required to choose one of the theories stated here. So again, utilitarianism, deontology, or virtue ethics. So here it says, apply the ethical framework you chose to solve your ethical dilemma. Here, again, I want you to, in short, explain what the theory is about. So for example, utilitarianism, I want you to say, according to utilitarianism, an act is good that which promotes the greatest good for the greatest amount of people. And you can provide me with a simple example how that plays out so that I understand, so that I can see that you understand how the theory works. The same thing with deontology. Again, briefly, but sufficiently so that I can see that you are, you know what you're talking about and you're on the right track. And then apply the theory to your dilemma. Okay, show me how utilitarianism solves your dilemma. So basically analyze your dilemma from the perspective of either of these theories, not all 3 theories, okay, but just choose one and apply one. And here below, state the solution you obtained by applying the ethical framework. Which one of the alternatives you listed in step, 2.2 is the solution to the dilemma? So again, remember in 2.2, you were asked to come up with potential solutions to the dilemma. And here you just state in 1 or 2 sentences what the solution is that you have arrived based on, based on your analysis above. And here I want you to reflect on your decision, on the solution to the dilemma, whatever the solution is. Reflect on the decision you indicated in step 3, based on your own framework, on your own ethical framework. Do you agree with the decision? Why? Why not? Do you think most people would act in the same way or would choose a different solution? So here I want you to, again, speculate reflectively on your decision. And that's it. Here below you have an example, yet another example of an ethical dilemma. I don't want you to use this. This is just an example of a serious ethical dilemma. And I also don't want you to use the trolley car dilemma that has been used in the lesson in week 2. The trolley car dilemma is just there to show you how to solve a dilemma or what a dilemma is. But I don't want you to use that example. So if you do use that example or something that's very similar, then you're going to lose marks, a lot of marks. So choose something else. Life is filled with moral dilemmas on a daily basis. There are no shortages, so you don't need to copy anything or anyone. Just run with your own example, or run with the situation that you think best suits an analysis from an ethical perspective. Also, I would just choose an ethical dilemma that speaks to you, that you fully understand. Because if you choose a situation that you don't fully understand, that's going to become apparent, that's going to be clear in your analysis and in the whole assignment, basically. And your work won't be as good as it could have been. I think that's it. So proofread your work, read it over, look it over, make sure that there aren't any logical mistakes, make sure that there aren't any conceptual mistakes, and make sure there aren't any grammatical mistakes. Sometimes they do happen, minor ones, that's perfectly fine, but if your work is completely muddled, unclear, and ungrammatical, then that's going to be a problem. All right, I think that's pretty much it. And if you require additional help, then you can email me with a specific question, or you can see me during office hours. So again, I hope this is helpful, and all the best. Stay safe and take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.